beast! Ah!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage filmography podcast. I'm Megs.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this week we watched 1994's It Could Happen to You, starring, of course, Nicolas Cage and the wonderful Bridget Fonda. This movie has a really, ridiculously stacked cast. We have, the two we've already mentioned. We've also got Rosie Perez, Wendell Pierce, Isaac Hayes, Seymour Castle, Stanley Tucci, Red Buttons, Richard Jenkins. There's just so many at the time were like no names and just like, hey, it's that guys that have gone on to be, wonderful actors. This is cast as a drama, romance, comedy. I didn't really find it to be like a romantic comedy, really. It did seem sort of like a grounded film, but it's about two just normal, average human beings. One of them is played by Nicolas Cage. He is a cop. His name is Charlie Lang. And then there's Bridget Fonda, who plays a restaurant waitress named Yvonne Biasi. We see them at the beginning of the movie as just, going about their daily lives. Charlie is on the beat with his partner, Wendell Pierce, who plays Bo Williams.
Who I love.
So amazing. I love him in anything that I see.
Wendell Pierce is just one of those, so underappreciated actors. He is so good in everything that he does.
Everything. He's so on point. So they're just, they're out walking their beat, being cops. And then we pan to Yvonne. She's in a courtroom. She's, I think trying to talk herself out of bankruptcy so that she can keep her credit card.
Yeah.
She's very concerned about a credit card. There's like a $12,000 something on it. And even though she's incredibly nice to the judge, he's still kind of an asshole and stamps a big bankrupt stamp on her paperwork. And then she leaves and goes to work. She works at this tiny little diner. Her boss is an absolute asshole. And he treats her like shit, makes her wait on him hand and foot, takes money out of her wages for dumb shit. And on this morning, this fateful morning, Bo and Charlie enter the diner to get breakfast. And they've only just ordered their coffee. There's sort of a snitty little conversation between the two of them when she asks what he wants. And Charlie goes, "Would you recommend the lobster thermidor?" Dick customers to waitresses, the huge.
I know.
She doesn't find it funny and she walks away. But she gets in their coffee and then they get a call before they're able to put in an order or before their order is able to be made. And they have to leave. So Charlie goes up to pay the check. It's just 2 cups of coffee. And this is in $1994. So it's only $2 US. $2 US doll hairs for 2 cups of coffee. Miss those days. Anyways. He's upset because he doesn't have money for a tip. And he says, his wife had sent him out that morning to buy a lottery ticket. And instead of, a tip, he's like, "Listen, I will come back to you tomorrow. I'll give you my word. And I will either bring you a tip or if I win anything on this lottery ticket, I will split it with you." And she's like, "Okay, whatever." And he leaves. So he gets home. His wife, who is played by Rosie Perez, her name is Muriel. They're high school sweethearts. He gives her the ticket. And she's like, "Oh, you're so stupid. You got one of the numbers wrong." She plays her father's birthday and their wedding anniversary. And their wedding anniversary is on like the 27th of a month, but he put 26 instead. But it turns out that's okay because their ticket hits. And they end up splitting this 64 million jackpot from the New York State Lottery with, I think it was like 16 different people came forward to claim it. So their portion was like $4 million. And he tells his wife, like, "Hey, so here's the thing. I promised that I would split these winnings with the waitress at the diner this morning." And she was like, no. But he talks to her. He convinces her. He goes back the next day, sees Yvonne, and says, "I brought you a present," which is kind of weird, but also cute. She has glasses, and it's very obvious from the first scene that they meet that she keeps losing them. She doesn't know if they're in her shirt, on her head, in her apron, misplaced, whatever. And he walks in, he gives her this little tiny box. He's like, I got you something. And she's like, what? Really? For me? Like, they just met. She opens it, and it's one of those old lady eyeglass chains. And the thing is, like, they're young, folks. They're young. They're in their 20s. Like, it's clear that they're, like, late 20s, early 30s. They're not. Anyways, it's cute. It doesn't matter. It's cute. It's whatever. So he gives her a choice. I can give you, the tip that I promised you yesterday. Or if you want, you can choose half of what I won in the lottery last night. And I think that she's just, assuming that it's going to be he didn't win anything. It's going to be nothing. And she's like, I'll take half of what you won last night. And he goes, good. I was hoping that you would say that. She's like, I thought you would be happy about that. And he was like, because we won $4 million. And he's going to split it with her and give her $2 million. So from here, they go on this sort of journey individually, but also kind of together, where we see she buys the diner from her shitty boss. And she calls it Yvonne's. He does a lot of philanthropic work in his neighborhood. He plays with the kids on the street, plays baseball with them, and overall just trying to be a very nice guy. He's giving money away left and right. He got Bo, his partner, season tickets to the Knicks. And I don't know how much that was in $1994, but it was still a lot of money. And then one day they're on the job and they go in to get some coffee from a gas station, and it's being held up. It's a place they go all the time. They know the owners, their husband and wife, they're immigrants. Where's your wife? Oh, she's got the flu. He's really nervous. He tells Bo, go outside, I'll get this. He gets the coffee. It's given to him free of charge. And he walks out and he's like, our favorite Vietnamese store owner is being robbed right now. Goes in from the back, uses Bo outside, just standing there as a distraction. He's not doing anything. He's just flipping through a notebook, but he's there. So he's keeping the robbers on their toes. He goes in, saves the day, gets shot in the arm in the process. He's laid up. He has to be home for a few months. His arm's in a sling. He receives an award for doing this. And on the back end of that, also, he's going to donate $10,000 to the Police Widows charity, whatever that is. And this is where things start to really fall apart for him, because his wife, Muriel, is sort of a greedy woman. And there's subtle inferences throughout the film that it seems that she's really only interested in herself. When they first win the money, the way that he convinces her to give half of it away is he's telling her, just think about what they're going to say about you in the papers. They'll say you're the New York woman with the hairdresser with a heart of gold, that you'll get all of these different cosmetic endorsements if you do it right. It'll be fine. But she goes the exact opposite. She remodels their entire apartment. She spends all this money on lavish clothes, destinations, stuff like that. And it all sort of comes to a head as they are about to go on. It's like a ferry cruise on one of the ferries in the bay for a night. It's like a I don't really know what kind of theme it was. It looked like a casino to me. I wasn't really sure, other than it was just something about millionaires. And it was they took all the winners from this raffle.
Yeah, it was the New York Millionaires Club, and it looks like they just invited rich people.
Yeah. Now, as the boat is about to leave, Yvonne hasn't arrived yet, but she's pulling in and she's in a taxi and she's arguing with the taxi about making change for a 20, forgetting that she's a millionaire now and she really doesn't need to be worried about $20. But he runs off the ferry to try to help her so she can get on the boat. The boat ends up leaving right as they're turning around. So they go and have dinner together. He said he hates boats anyways. They end up having a great time. He tells her that he's off work for a while. So if she ever wants to hang out and do something, just let him know and he'll be there. So they make plans to go and do stuff. And the next day we see them in the afternoon. They go rollerblading. We see them take the kids from the street in his neighborhood to the stadium. And they rent it out for the whole day for these kids to play in a national ball field. They give people free rides on the subway during rush hour. They have a lot of really cute, fun adventures together. But on the back end, his wife, during this little cruise that they went on, she didn't even know he was gone. She was talking to an old rich white guy that was helping her or discussing buying like different kinds of bonds and stuff like that for investments. So they've been hanging out. His wife hasn't really been paying attention, and then one day it gets in the paper because they're famous New Yorkers. He got famous because he gave half of it away to this waitress. They've been in the papers a little bit here and there, front page news kind of stuff. And she sees a picture of them together, Charlie and Yvonne, and she confronts him, accuses him of cheating. She throws him out of the house. Now, Yvonne also has this really shitty ex-husband that she's still married to. He is referenced a couple of times, but we don't really get to see him until like deep into the second half of the movie. And he's played by Stanley Tucci, young Stanley Tucci, which I wasn't prepared for. I've only known him as like 40 and older, which is fine because he's amazing. I don't think that he played the part very well, but that's okay. He was definitely a slime ball. That was enough. So he's talking about how he's going to move back in with her, and he's going to talk her into like giving him this seed money to start like a theater production company, all this other nonsense. And she's like, well, screw you, I'm leaving. And they end up, Charlie and Yvonne, having a meet cute on the same day. He gets thrown out and she leaves the same day, and they meet up at a swanky hotel, and they spend a night together, and they fall in love. And someone sees them the next day in the elevator. They take a bunch of pictures. The reporters are waiting for them outside. Muriel starts divorce proceedings. She comes after everything, including the $2 million that he gave to Yvonne. It's all really, really unfair. They end up losing, and they end up losing for a really bullshit reason. They end up going to small claims court, and her lawyer, this is how they win. Her lawyer says, well, who was in the room with you that morning when you decided to buy the ticket, when you told him to buy it? And she was like, me and him and my dead father. And it's number one, that would never happen in real life. But anyways, she ended up making this really stupid, tearful, ridiculous argument that her father's ghost is the one that told her to put the wrong day for their wedding anniversary. So she's entitled to all of it. So it's stupid. They lose. Yvonne goes running away. She, runs back to the diner. She's upset. Her and Charlie get back together at some point. It takes a couple of days because she doesn't want to see him for a minute. And then they decide that they're going to leave. They're going to go to Buffalo. He's got family up there. He'll join the force there. She'll be a waitress there. She just wants to see the diner one more time. So they go to the diner, and as they're going in, the door's stuck because it's been barricaded with all of this mail, this giant pile of mail, because there's been stories that have gone like all around. So anyways, they're going through all of these letters. And it turns out that one of the customers, when she bought this diner, she created a table that was named in honor of Charlie before he even knew that she had the restaurant. And that was the table for people to sit at when they couldn't afford to eat, because he had been so generous that she wanted to pay it forward in some way. And there's been this guy that's been coming there that seems homeless, and he wasn't. He actually worked for the newspaper, and he wrote a really beautiful article about them with a picture after they had lost the case from the diner where he ate soup. And everyone from all across New York sent in letters and checks and cash and gave them what amounted to a $600,000 tip. So they didn't have to leave. He rejoined the force. Yvonne got to keep her diner. And Muriel married the rich asshole that she was flirting with on the boat the whole time. But 6 months after that happened, he took all of her money and left the country. So she was left destitute and had to move back in with her mother in the Bronx. So she got her just desserts in the end. Charlie and Yvonne got married, and the last thing that we see of them is they take a hot air balloon from what I'm assuming is Central Park. And it's really clever. The hot air balloon has a picture on it of the front page of the newspaper. And it's something like Cop Mary's Waitress. Yeah. Or like Lotto Cop Mary's Waitress, something like that. It's really cute. They dump a ton of paper hearts out of the balloon all over the city. The end. I think this was a cute movie. I think it was...
This movie was precious.
This movie was very precious.
This movie I thought was so adorable. But I do have a problem, which is that I don't know if I dislike Rosie Perez because she's a bad actress, or if I dislike Rosie Perez because she takes on dislikable characters and plays them so well.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both?
She is so good as Muriel.
She is.
She's
And
such
you just
an
hate her immediately.
yes. From the moment we meet her, Charlie is walking down the street with one of the kids from the neighborhood, and the kid's like, "Oh, you're not going to stop in and see your wife," and he's like, "No, she doesn't like it when I show up at her work." And then we cut to inside this hair salon, and she's doing somebody's hair and just bitching about her husband. Like,
Yeah.
she is so bad. She is so bad that I don't know whether she's good at playing bad or if she's just bad.
I don't know. I've seen her in a few things. I feel like she's always been the same character.
Right. But she's really good at playing that character.
She is really good at playing that character. You're not wrong. I thought this movie was really good. I love it. Is it her sister, Yvonne's sister, that comes over at one point, or her coworker? I don't know who it is, but she gets a visitor to her apartment, and she goes into waitress mode because it's all she does in this movie. She's just servicing people. Like she's just a service person.
Yeah.
She gives the judge at the very beginning is coughing. He's got like a tickle in his throat. So she like leans up on her tiptoes and reaches over the bench to pour him a cup of water from his own fucking pitcher and hand it to him. And then she says, "Will there be anything else?" Like she's just an unfortunate and I think unintentional pushover.
Yeah.
In the most like adorable way. But like her sister or her coworker, whoever, her friend came over, and she's like, "You have Miracle Whip, right?" With the sandwiches. Miracle Whip. It's gross. And like she has like the saddest fucking story too. Like I don't know if the writers just like got together and were like, "I need 7 of the saddest things you've ever heard in your life."
Well, yeah, so she only has $12,000 in credit card debt because her husband after he left her, run up. So he A, completely emptied their bank account, and B, ran up $12,000 worth of debt on their credit card. And the credit card is in her name, so now she's stuck with all of this bill, which is why in the beginning she's going to file for bankruptcy, because
Right.
she's like, "Don't take my MasterCard away. Like, I didn't do anything. This isn't on me." And the judge is like, "Well, are you divorced?" And she's like, "No." And he said, "Then it's
Do you know how expensive it is to get divorced?
Right. Right.
And it is. It's fucking expensive. It's awful. So, like, we've got that. Her dog died of parvo when she was a kid.
Yes.
And I was like, don't tell me there's a dog involved in this, because now I'm on her side forever.
Oh, no.
I really loved the scene where it's the first time that they hung out together and she takes him rollerblading.
Yes.
And he's never been on rollerblades before.
He's like, "I don't have good balance." Which is a lie. He seems to be balancing fine, but he can't slow down and he can't turn.
Yeah.
And so he ends up in the lake.
Yeah, that scene was really cute, but it kind of gave me secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to watch this. Yeah, Muriel is a dick. I didn't take a whole lot of notes because this movie was just kind of cute. The only real issue that I had with it, there were 2 things, only 2. One is when they go to the diner because she wants to see it one last time before she loses it. And first of all, like the gate is open. Because, I mean, this is New York, people. Like, there's an entire cage around this restaurant. But, like, the gate is open, and then they never figure that out. They open the door, and they're like, well, the door's stuck. And it's because there's, like, a mountain of mail behind it. How did the mail get there?
There's a mail slot.
No, there's not.
You're going to have to just believe that there's a mail slot.
No. This is not a Christmas movie. I do not have to believe in the magic of the mail slot. It's not fucking there.
I know. I looked for the mail slot too. It's not there, but God damn it, you have to just roll with it.
Outside of that, the only other issue that I had wasn't really an issue. It was more just like a comment that I made as it was happening. I was watching them float away on the hot air balloon at the end, and they were throwing out all those giant pink paper hearts. And I was like, well, that's just litter. Like, that's not something that a cop would do.
No, I had the exact same thought.
The city of New York has to clean up after your love after they've just dealt with the entire dramatic sequence of it.
Oh no. Oh. All right, what would we rate this movie?
I actually really liked this movie. I would say that I would probably give it a B. I think it was a good movie. It's not like, even though it's like slotted as a romance and a comedy and a drama, it's not a romantic comedy. It's grounded in reality. The characters are very easy.
I would give it a B plus.
I'm fine with that.
What would we give the caginess of it?
You know what? I'm actually going to give it an A, because there were a lot of different facets of this character. This character is very well fleshed out, but not just in a way that's like dramatic, right?
He
like
felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
In the role.
Yeah. No, I actually did make that. I did make that note. I made that note that he does a great job making this character seem relaxed and carefree. Like,
yeah,
it seems very natural. It seems like he is just Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
A beat cop that just wants to do good and be a good guy. This was I would give him an A. This is a cute movie. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed his work in it.
All right, so that's an A for Cage and a B plus for the movie.
Yeah. What did you think of the movie?
Oh, I agree with you entirely. It was charming. It was just a nice, relaxed, no high stakes, because Charlie won't let there be high stakes. Like, he wants to give the money away. Like, he doesn't even care about the money. And so it doesn't feel like there are really high stakes to this movie at all. It was a nice little movie.
It was a nice little movie. I think, I would watch it again. I probably would watch it again if someone wanted to watch it. It had a great cast. It was very well written. And like the characters were just so well rounded. I really enjoyed it. I think it was good. Yeah. But listener, if you agree or disagree or whatever, we'd love to hear from you if you want to drop us a comment. You can find us on social on Instagram at NotTheBeesPod. We're also on patreon.com/NotTheBees if you want to pop over and maybe drop us a couple of bucks if you want to support what we're doing, if you like what we're doing and like what you're hearing. Also, if you can interact with this episode in any way, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, on whatever app or platform you listen to your podcasts on. But otherwise, I think that's it for us. I don't have anything else.
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, I will see you next time. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, folks.